What is going on, guys? Welcome to Dank Talk number 3. We got the usual crew, BlueWestlo VersusTheStream.
Hello.
Yep.
Hey.
That's right. This episode is going to be kind of like a 2016 roundup / looking forward to 2017 future. Are you interested in the future?
Future.
Vault
of Glass 2017.
Political jokes.
Did you say Vault of Glass?
Vault of Glass 2016. Wait, 17. Make it happen, Bungie. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Taking Crota / Siva to Vault.
Who cares about the lore?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Wait, what's the lore behind it?
Well, apparently, like if you, the people would disagree with making like a Taken Crota and Taken Vault of Glass raid because it would mess with the lore. But it's like nobody goes to Bungie.net to read the lore these days, anyways. So, like,
correct.
It would pretty much be fanfare. The same way people take past shows, they make like a movie of it, or they do like a "Hey for the fans" episode kind of thing.
I don't see why not.
Yeah. We can have a for the fans episode.
You'd still play it. You'd be like the lore while you're beating the fucking boss again. So
the lore. Atheon wouldn't be taken, but I just got this sick loot.
I mean, it could be a different thing where Atheon's defending himself from us and the Taken.
What if it was Siva,
That'd be
though?
pretty cool.
What if they got Siva-fied somehow?
I don't know. I don't see Atheon being taken over by Siva. I see it like trying to defend its vault from Siva.
You don't want
like
some hot machine on machine accent or action?
I don't want to take a strong being and just tone it down, make it seem like the Fallen took over it kind of thing. You know, like it's such a only Guardians can do something like that.
Yeah,
I don't want to ruin its rep. Kind of thing.
If I wanted to watch a bunch of mechanical parts, I could just watch a Transformers movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
I just want it to be dope. It has to be cool.
You want Michael Bay involved?
I want Michael Bay involved, but not that involved.
Like just enough. You like not too much, but just a hint of Michael Bay in there.
See, so the Transformers movie I'm looking forward to in Vault of Glass is the one where these random fucking gods from the sky come down and kill the Transformers, because that's what we do in Destiny.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Okay, that's what. So basically, I'm looking for a completely different movie.
Okay, different director, everything. Different
which
writers.
means that he just shouldn't touch it.
You guys are really like killing my hopes and dreams of a Vault of Glass redo.
Well, tell us why you want it to be redone with Siva.
Oh, I don't necessarily want to be redone with Siva. I just want it redone.
Yeah.
You know, but you guys.
I agree. I want it redone. I just don't want the lore to be redone.
I don't want to watch Siva come in and fuck up Atheon when Atheon's supposed to be like
a god.
This time god that we are killing. We have not killed, but we will kill.
He's an actual conflux of time.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want. I don't know. I would prefer them to just not worry about the lore. Honestly.
Yeah.
Just not at all. Like it doesn't matter.
Just want fun.
Yeah.
Just want to have fun.
They did a good job of incorporating lore into the strikes.
Just want to have fun.
The day lore actually gets put into the game, I think, is the day they can care more about how they interact with like their encounters in the game.
True. Maybe like
but until then, like literally maybe like 10% of all people that play Destiny go to read the Grimoire online. So
I mean, it's just like the only people who really care about the lore is Bife and like 10 other people. So
oh my god!
No.
I mean, like that's obviously a joke, but like a lot of people aren't gonna care. There's so many of us who play it to play it. Like the fact that Bungie hasn't cared about the lore, it's made us not care about the lore to a certain extent.
I think for
Bungie's not telling us.
Yeah, for the majority, for sure. I think it's that way. But like the dedicated people, the dedicated fan base, a lot of the people that watch Twitch, I think are big fans of why things are happening in the Destiny world. So, well, guys, 2016, how about it? Let's talk about your favorite things of 2016.
So many good games.
There were a lot of good games,
so many good games,
right? Who wants to kick it off?
You know what? I love hearing how Ab talks about video games, so I want to hear that milky voice in my ear right now.
Oh my goodness.
Let's get it off.
All right. Let's get that. So this was really tough. I was talking to Blue like a couple hours before we started this. That I was like, this entire time, I haven't really done research on the games that came out this past year because we played so many that I don't know which one to really choose. And just one that constantly just pokes at me and says, "Hey, is Overwatch." And it's when it comes to game of the year, I feel like I choose a game that does the most impact to me as a gamer. It doesn't matter what the impact could be. It can be fun factor, story, I mean, like just it doesn't matter, but it needs some sort of impact. And I feel like Overwatch has done that. It's a game that I didn't really look into. I knew there was trailers at E3. You know, Blizzard was like, "Hey, we're making a new game," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." You know, whatever. The beta came out. I was like, "It's whatever. It's just the beta." I played the beta, loved it. The game came out. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get the game." And I played it a little bit here and there, and it took a while for it to really put its claws into me. But it's the first game that really took me out of my comfort zone. So
nice.
Like, it's literally a game that I will always go back to, I think, for years to come.
Yeah, it has so much replay value, and the thing with the I do this really cool thing where I can make like dog sounds while talking. It's crazy.
That's incredible.
It's magic. I try not to do it though. It's sometimes I get so excited, it just happens. I'm like a little chihuahua human. But the thing is, I'm so used to games, say for like Destiny. I can play Destiny and I can play really well, and I usually choose one lane. So I'll play a Warlock, and I want to just focus a lot of time into Warlock. But Overwatch forces me to get out of my comfort zone and learn different roles, different characters, different play styles. And the game doesn't have like a crazy abundance of maps. It's not like Call of Duty where the game comes out with 12 maps and so many different selections. It's very limited in terms of that, but it works. Like it's been since the game came out when May? Was it May when it came out? It's been out, and we're still playing the same exact maps. They've only added 2 maps so far we can play, but we're still happy. We're still happy with the amount of maps. We're still happy.
They're well designed.
The characters. It's so well designed. Like it's not like I never hear complaints about the map. It's usually character balance, and they're really good at doing that. And that's huge to me. Like, how does a game that's so limited offer so much at the same time? How are we putting so much time into something so limited? And that's something that speaks like so much to me, which is really cool.
It's their execution.
Really, really cool.
Like we were talking about this before on the last podcast. Like the execution of Overwatch is exceptional. It's not necessarily a groundbreaking game because those concepts have been around and we're aware of these individual components, but the execution that they've done at Blizzard is just top notch, and that's why the game is so successful.
It puts 100%. Just enough of a spin on what we've had before while making it way more polished than I think any other game like Overwatch has ever been. This game is just so polished that I don't care that this character is like, oh, this character is a lot like this character in another game. It's like, I don't care because this character, even though it's a lot like that other character, it still just feels Overwatch. And that's the most important part of the game's identity. It feels Overwatch every time I play it. I can't play any other game and say this feels like Overwatch because it never does.
Yeah, unless we're playing Paladins.
Paladins!
Oh, full circle.
We're not trying to throw shade at games right now, so what other games like did you guys play this year that you see as one of your favorites?
How about a Blue? You got a fave?
Well, I was going into this considering Overwatch because I play this game so much with Fruit and Rob when they have downtime, and then every once in a while I have time with Ab. But I think my favorite game this year has to be Pokemon Sun and Moon. I didn't expect this game. Usually with Pokemon games, and I hate to admit it, but I'll play the main story and then I'll go through a couple other things, but I'll be done with it. Like I will never touch that Pokemon game again. I will not trade. I don't care about battling. I'll go through the story. That's it. And with Pokemon Sun and Moon, a lot of people didn't like a lot of the changes they made to the game with like how there's no more gyms and it's quote unquote easier. But I think everything about the game is so good, and with how you get to interact with your Pokemon now, I don't think any other Pokemon game has allowed you to interact with your Pokemon that you capture like you have in this game. Like we have Pokepalago, you could pet the hell out of your Pokemon. You can send your Pokemon on adventures while they're in the box.
You can feed them and force them to eat even when they're not hungry anymore. Make them
feed
upset.
Them. You can feed them. You can. There's all these different things you do with your Pokemon now. And then in addition, I think this is legit probably the best story a Pokemon game has ever had.
I totally agree.
I have never felt more connected to the characters in a Pokemon game than I have to this one. So I have to say this is probably my favorite Pokemon game since Gold and Silver.
I don't know why I didn't think of Pokemon. Like, I was trying to find games that came out, and I just, for some reason I kept it to like consoles and PC, and I didn't think about Pokemon at all because I agree with you. Like people say the game is easier, and I totally agree. The game is much easier than the past installments. But it's really, really good. Really,
I think
really
it's
good.
challenging in the right places, whereas a lot of like quality of life improvements have made the game easier. But like when it comes down to it, like the quote unquote the island challenges, which take place at the gym battles, like I have had a lot of trouble with those island challenges, even though I've played Pokemon games for my entire life. So
yeah, I think the reason why I didn't have challenges is because I'm the kind of trainer who will sit in one area and so I catch every Pokemon possible in the area while leveling up. So I usually end up overpowered by the time I get to it. Like usually in the past it'd be gyms, I'm overpowered. But it was weird because it was like, hey, we're removing gyms from this game. So I was like, how do you keep that concept that we're so used to with Pokemon without some sort of accomplishment, some sort of like goal-centric thing? Like we had badges, what do we get now? And now you got the Z crystals from each of those, and you can find Z crystals as well in secret areas. But they like it worked out so well. I loved all the trials. Like they were so unique. It wasn't like a gym, you walk in, fight 2 trainers, gym leader, 2 trainers, gym leader. This was sometimes you're going against people, sometimes you're going against things in a cave, a forest. Like everything was really unique, and they all had so much character in each trial that it made it feel like an actual adventure, which is really cool.
Leaders were just so good. The Island Challenge Kahunas were so awesome, like their characters, and it was cool that you got to know the Kahunas before you actually battled them. That was one of the coolest things for me. And I don't want to get too much into spoilers, but I really like how everything you know in the other games, it's like you're right in the epicenter of what made those, what really got like the framework for those games started. But you're part of it in Sun and Moon. And
it feels like you're playing the show. Like honestly, like it feels like you're playing you as the main character. That's not Ash.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like you're like this crazy. You feel like you're part of the game more so than any other game of Pokemon ever. So
I 100% agree.
I still find myself coming back like every night. I'll go to Pokepalago to my Pokemon adventures. Okay, I think I'm gonna do like a gym like in the Pokemon League. Spoilers right now because I have to talk about it. Which if we're talking about our favorite games,
Tefty, put like a flashing thing right here and let them know when the spoilers
flashing
over.
Thing.
Flash.
Spoilers right here. I will still find myself trying to get gold bottle caps, which gold bottle caps are things that allow you to, when you get a Pokemon to level 100, you could max out their IVs, which IV points, we're getting super.
I didn't know you could do that. That's crazy.
IV points are essentially things that like dictate how strong your Pokemon is. So it's like this stuff is not important if you're not interested in like competitively playing Pokemon. So with the bottle caps, it allows you to take the Pokemon that you've essentially took with you through the story and allow them to actually be viable, like when playing against other players. So it's actually really cool, and I find myself working toward those a lot. And then I'll even go through the Pokemon League again now, where the coolest fucking thing is that you can defend your Pokemon League title when you go back to the Pokemon League. Like you go all the way up to it, and then you'll have someone challenge you since you're the league champion. It's like, fuck, I didn't know how much I wanted this until it happened, dude. Like, it's so cool.
And one thing I do have to say about Pokemon though is, Blue, you played the old ones, right? You said you played Gold. Did you play Red and Blue?
Played Red and Blue.
So the thing is, we both know, like, they made this game for us. Like, not only for new players, but they made it for old players. Like, the commercials, like, the ads for this showed a kid growing up to an adult, then picking up Pokemon again as an adult. And that's where we're at, where we grew up with Pokemon. And I think in the future titles, because obviously there's adults in this game that still are trainers, they should let the player choose the age of their trainer, because though I loved and connected with the characters, it was hard to connect with my character because I'm still playing a 13-year-old boy or a 10-year-old boy. And I think it'd be really cool at some point for us to play somewhere in the middle ground, like a teenager. I know it's not a big deal, but I think it's something that a lot of people have also shared their opinion on it, that we're not kids anymore, and we'd like to see something like that in terms of characters, or at least a character option for it.
Yeah, I think they are eventually going to head in that direction, because they already kind of are with Sun and Moon. Because I think in Sun and Moon, they've never made it. Like, they've always tried to keep it secret. Like, okay, EV train your Pokemon. Okay, here's the IVs. Okay, check out all this cool stuff you can do to make your Pokemon, like, super competitive. I don't think they've done that. They've always tried to keep it hidden. Last game, what was the last game? X and Y? They kind of started going in there like, okay, check this out. Here's a new way to train your Pokemon. And Sun and Moon, it's like, okay, like for real guys, like here's like everything. Have fun with it.
Yeah,
we know.
They really went deep into it.
We know there's a lot of you that do this stuff. So like, here's the tools to make it easier for you.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Pokemon's dope.
It's so good. And there's actually a lot of rumors from people who are really connected, and these rumors are usually spot on, that they're actually developing Pokemon Stars. Yeah, Pokemon Sun, Moon, and now Stars, which is what supposedly is being called for the Nintendo Switch. There's actually, in the files of the game, they found high-res models for every Pokemon and trainer, which obviously isn't used on 3DS because the 3DS isn't capable.
Oh my god!
So it makes it, everyone's starting to believe that this is coming to Nintendo Switch, and I think that'd be amazing. A 60 FPS Pokemon game on Nintendo Switch, high res. I think that'd be fantastic. Honestly, I'd play it all over again. Honestly,
I wouldn't be surprised if they've been working on this a long time, because they skipped. We had Battle Revolution in Pokemon. On Wii, we didn't have a Pokemon game on the main console last generation.
GameCube. We haven't had it since the GameCube, the Coliseum games.
Yeah, we had the Coliseum. We actually never had a main
game. Yeah, it's been Coliseum and another one like DX Shadow or something. That was something Shadow DX with the Lugia on the cover. But this would be the first time it's ever happened, and it's really exciting because X and Y had it too.
Everyone wants it so bad.
I've never played a Pokemon game before.
What?
Honestly, the thing is, Tefty, like, I can't be mad at you. I'm only excited for you if the Star stuff is true, because I'm assuming you're getting a Nintendo Switch, right?
Yeah, of course, because Zelda.
Dude, you are so screwed.
Like, this is such a great game to get into, because not only are you going to see new Pokemon, but you're going to be seeing old Pokemon that me and Blue are used to from Red and Blue redone. Like, some of them are not touched, but some of them are redone for this game specifically.
Yeah,
and I think it's a great time. Like, this is like one of the best games for a new player to get into.
Nice.
I think Sun and Moon is the best possible game for a new player to get into right now.
Really? Nice.
It teaches you everything, and all the quality of life changes make it to where you're not like having to Google everything sometimes through the game, as opposed to when I was a kid, there's some shit I had to like figure out, and I'd be like, fuck, like, how do I do this? Or I'd get stuck in a place and be like, oh my God, how do I get out? But in Sun and Moon, it's like, hey guys, like, you know all that frustrating shit that nobody likes? Yeah, we don't like that either.
Yeah, it's the perfect blend of casual play and hardcore play, with the IV training and all that stuff for the hardcore, and then obviously everything else for the casual. Like, it's such a perfect blend. Like, they did it perfectly, honestly.
It's great.
Well, that's cool.
That's my favorite game this year.
If there's a title that comes out for the Switch, I'll definitely look into it for sure. Since, I mean, for me, because I stream so much, I'm streaming 8+ hours a day at times. Like, I typically focus on my gaming while I stream, And I don't have like totally an interface for a 3DS, and I think those things are like $400 or something. They're super
expensive. Yeah, they're $300-$400 depending if you get it straight from the site.
Cheap, dog, not cheap at all.
Yeah, and for a game that I've never played, I'm like, I didn't consider it. I know Goth.
Yeah, it's understandable.
I know Goth spent like all of November playing basically the whole Pokemon series.
Yeah, he's used to playing them. Like, he played them in the past as well, so that's why he already had it all set.
Yeah, he's had it all set up. Yeah. So I mean, it sounds really cool. I just have never played the series, so I would definitely.
You know what?
So they're supposed to be letting you have your Pokemon walk with you, Blue. Your main Pokemon. You choose a Pokemon to walk behind you. Suppose that's the rumor.
Oh my God,
be really cool. Everyone has a walking animation that they found in the files as well. So you could choose any Pokemon to follow you on screen, which sounds really cool.
Oh my God, Charmander, we're going for it. We're going into 2017.
I still haven't found Charmander.
No, because with Red and Blue, the what do you call it? The emulators, not the emulators, but the ones that were remade for 3DS.
Yeah, Leaf Green and Fire Red.
No, the Red and Blue. The Red and Blue, remember? On Virtual Console.
Oh, Virtual, yeah, okay.
The Pokebank. In January,
we can transfer it starting this month, right?
Yeah, you could. This month, you can transfer Pokemon that you have from your Red and Blue Virtual Console,
from X and Y, Omega Ruby, and all that stuff.
Sun and Moon. Yeah, I'm about to bring my Charmander.
Look at the Super Pokédex now. That's like 700 Pokemon now. It's like
we're nerding out, and Tefty's just like, yeah.
Tefty's just like,
I'm like, sounds good, guys. Definitely transfer that Pokemon. Do it.
Yeah, you transfer that shit, guys. Good job.
Yeah, I have no frame of reference. I've seen a lot of it, but like I've never played it personally. I never had a handheld console growing up, so because my parents were like, "No, we bought you this console. You're not going to get another console," and that was kind of like the main deterrent. So I never had access to it.
Well, you know what, Tefty?
So that should be a fun time for you.
You know what, Tefty? If it comes out, you need to play it. But you know what you need to do right now is tell us what your favorite game was this year.
My fave of 2016.
Dead Space 3.
With me.
I played a lot of I played a lot of titles that came out in 2016. I played the majority of them, honestly. Except for, I didn't play the Pokemon, those type of things, but I think the new Doom hits my list on number one because that thing
such
was
a good game.
That thing was incredible. I mean,
Doom hit me right in the clit.
It really did. It was like, wow, it's got the appeal for the old style, of what Doom felt like back in the day, and for the new style of what Doom can do with all the hardware enhancements and all that stuff. And it was just incredible.
The horror theme.
Yeah,
with, action.
Horror mixed in with high fidelity graphics, mixed in with kind of old school shooter and level design.
Fast-paced hardcore metal music.
Yeah, it was an incredible experience. And when it was done, I was so sad because I was like, man, their season pass mentions nothing about PvE future content. So hopefully, I think they've been talking about making a PvE expansion or DLC or something like that. I hope that's coming in 2017 very soon because, man, that game was so incredible. Like the pacing.
I remember seeing you play the PvP. I remember coming to your stream and seeing you play it.
Yeah, the PvP was fast paced also. I think their netcode is a little weird. So, because it was probably peer-to-peer based on there. And all their DLCs were like PvP map packs and stuff. And I'm like, people not really interested in that. They're interested in the PvE content. They also had all these like secrets too. Like every level was filled with a ton of secrets, and you could also unlock old school Doom levels from it, or portions of old school Doom levels, and that was just so cool. Like it was a great game.
Those little dolls you pick up of your guy, like here and there, the collectibles, those little squeaky dolls.
Yeah, you could find those. You could unlock secrets in the game, like those levels that you unlock. Like that was just a fantastic touch. I haven't done all the unlocks yet. Because I'm the type of person that wants to think that I still have stuff in a game left to do, even though I never come back to it. It's like, I could go back to that if I wanted in the future and do that stuff.
At least now, like if there's ever a moment where there's no new games out and you want to play something from the past, you have that to go back to.
Exactly. I've got a lot of games like that.
That's good. How'd you like the weapons? Like, there's the variety of weapons in that game were really fun too. Like the rockets, the shotgun, the chainsaw. Like,
yeah, I think were all of them brought. I think there was just a couple of them that were like new, but most of them were old school Doom weapons that are reimagined for like a new engine and all that. And I thought it was great. Yeah, I mean, like even like the scope when you unlock the scope for I think it was, I can't remember the name of it. It's not the machine gun, but it was like
the AR type weapon.
Yeah, an assault rifle, exactly. Once you unlock the scope for that and you zoom in, like that scope is so beautiful. Like it looks like you're actually going through glass. Or looking through glass.
The attention to detail is fantastic in that game. Like I played it and I was constantly like, this looks so good. Like while ripping demons in half and punching their face in. Like it was so fun. And it had a good blend of taking you to hell and back, like putting you in hell, putting you back in Mars, putting you in hell. Yeah,
I was surprised at how well the campaign was paced. It felt really good. Yeah. And then when it was over, I was like, no, I want
Left
more.
You a nice little, I wonder who the next villain's going to be. That robot dude type stuff.
Yeah, it's spoilers right there, but he's definitely
spoilerinos.
Just wait me out. Just right there. Just go beep. Like beep.
I mean, it's 2017, guys. If they, it's 2017.
If you haven't played Doom, go play it.
Yeah, it's an incredible game. Like I think it's it easily tops my list for 2016. I just wish there was more. Like it would be great if there was more to do in that. Or more levels, I should say, because the level design is just so good, and like the way the enemies come out. Also, they had a really cool Forge mode. Or they call it, I can't remember the name of it.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it's pretty advanced too. Like there's some programming stuff you can do in there. And that was really well done. It makes you think, man, it'd be so cool if Destiny had something like that, some sort of builder mode to make these levels, make these mini campaigns. Because people were starting to do that, and it's pretty, it's impressive. So that game, incredible. Top of my list.
Yes,
That'd be pretty cool. I actually like how we the variety we had. Like it wasn't like two of us had the same game or same type of game. We had Overwatch, Pokemon, and Doom.
Yeah,
that makes me happy for future episodes because it shows how we're variety gamers at heart.
Yeah, we really are.
So,
yeah,
it makes me excited to talk about more as we continue these episodes.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the future of 2017, what are you guys looking forward to in 2017?
There's so many good games coming out, and right off the bat, there's so many good games coming out this month and next month. And I was trying to look for a game that I was excited for. I was gonna say Horizon Zero Dawn, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to go with Resident Evil 7 as a fan of horror games, as a fan of the Resident Evil series, and supporting the route they're taking with this new one. I am extremely excited for Resident Evil 7. I love the demo. The demo had nothing to do with the story mode. They said the trailers they've showed, the gameplay they've shown is not going to be in the final game. And they did that because they believe horror games need that element of surprise, and I totally agree.
100%.
That's why I always dodge trailers of horror games, because they usually have spoilers and the surprise is gone. So I'm really looking forward to it. They're doing this really well, and a lot of people, it's like split. Some people are upset with the whole first person change. Some people are okay with it. I'm the person who's open for it because they're going back to the horror roots at the end of the day. So it's being developed.
Did they go from third person to first person?
Yeah, the old Resident Evil games are third person.
Right. Okay.
So this is new for them, and it's actually the story's been written by both the original a Japanese writer and a Western writer, because they want to make sure it's something that works for both the East and the West.
Oh, interesting.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
That's so really cool. I'm looking forward to it. Like it looks amazing. Like it plays amazing, and it's gonna be really fun seeing how it sticks to Resident Evil while changing something that's so big.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm excited for that.
I've never played I've only played 1 and I think part of 2. But I've never played any Resident Evils after that. And I'm thinking about picking up 7 when it comes out and playing that from the beginning.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited for it.
Nice. My God.
My guts.
How about you, Blue? What you looking forward to in 2017?
I'm gonna be super cliche since I picked out the Pokemon sleeper pick for my favorite game of 2016. I'm really excited for Horizon Zero Dawn, and I'm really, really, really excited for Destiny 2. We all know it's coming in 2017.
God, Destiny 2. Oh my God.
Like, we all know it's going to happen. Like,
it's not even September. Most likely September. Mark my
words. We know it's happening this year. Like, we know it's happening this year.
Do we?
But we know it is. We know it. Everyone knows it.
There's a lot.
If Bungie doesn't release it this year, then Destiny's super dead. Like,
it's gonna die. Like, no doubt.
It's super dead. So if they don't release it this year, they know they have to release it this year. Like, high key. But yeah, I'm actually really, really excited for Destiny 2. That's probably the game I'm most excited for. I know I talk so much shit about Destiny because of the state it's in, but like Destiny 2 is like the chance I'm giving Bungie to say, okay, I have rocked with you through Destiny despite all the dumb shit. If you can fix all the dumb shit from Destiny 1, then Destiny 2 is probably a game that will be my favorite for years to come.
Mm-hmm.
In the same way that Overwatch is probably going to be one of my favorites for years to come, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Assuming they,
assuming they decided to make they fix all the mistakes, that we had since day one anyway.
Assuming.
My biggest thing is I want a brand new sandbox, and that's what makes me super excited about Destiny 2.
I want it so bad, and I just want what they promised us in the first place. Like, they really sold it as a galactic Borderlands.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that was my biggest issue, what you said.
And it started off like when we played the game in the beta, it was like, oh sweet, so it's kind of gonna be like that. But then it eventually turned into it, as much as it kind of was a galactic sandbox, but not really. It was really just more like a pseudo open world regular campaign RPG.
It's an open area game, I call it. It wasn't open world, it's open area.
It's an open area RPG shooter, which is good, but I want an actual open world RPG shooter.
I want Borderlands made by Bungie, honestly.
Yeah. Well, okay, so Destiny brought the always online type of component and also the 6-player stuff, and also trying to merge PvP with it. What I really hope is that they take the PvE experience to like 11. I want them to maximize that. I want it to be as much open world as possible, and I want them to split off the PvP side so it is in its own balanced sandbox, because I want OP PvE weapons that are incredibly fun to use.
As much as I love PvP, and I mean, as much as I enjoy it, it's like, and I know Bungie knows this, like 90% of their money is not coming from PvP. It's coming from the PvE that people play this game for. So if they can master that experience in PvE, then people are going to love Destiny 2. But they got to, I know they have the technology. They've got like 1,000 people working on Destiny 2. Like, they got something working.
They got like 2 other companies and all that involved.
Yeah, they got 2 other companies. Yeah, people who work on other games.
Something is brewing for that.
Do you guys I mean, here's the thing, and there is like, I just want to throw this out and be cautious that there is rumors and talk that it's possible it's going to get bumped to 2018 because of all the development.
Where are those rumors coming from?
Because of job postings that they have to fill. They're like creative narrative job postings.
I don't think Activision would allow it, honestly.
I don't think
they would.
I don't think Activision's in control. I think Activision would be like, you have to release something, and Bungie would be like, well, here's another Rise of Iron.
I don't think Bungie would do that. I think it's
because that'd be like, in the business side of it, that's stock. Like stuff like that, we had nothing to do with it. And I think the last thing Activision wants is their stocks going down, because one of the biggest titles.
At the end of the day, Activision is still the publisher, and they still do have a lot of control over
a lot
Bungie.
As a publisher. A lot of control. It's probably not how other companies do it, but as a publisher, you have so much control.
Because at the end of the day, they're investing into Bungie. So
yeah, but they have to. I'm pretty sure they have to hit release deadlines. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have to hit a specific title deadline, or because the market has changed and because they've gotten a successful title, because Destiny is incredibly successful, and that changes their quota and what they could do. They have some leniency. So I don't know. Bungie is not the type of studio that wants to release something unfinished, even though that's kind of what they did with Destiny. But they really needed us involved, like the public, the fans involved with Destiny, in order to understand what Destiny needs to become. Because that's what they didn't realize when making Destiny 1. And then obviously Taken King was an example of that, and fixing things. And I think Destiny 2 is going to be a huge example of that. Do you guys think that there's going to be like a beta for Destiny 2?
There's definitely going to be. I think there'll be a beta, but like other than the beta stuff,
I don't know if there's definitely, like, personally, I don't know.
I think there's probably definitely.
I think there's definitely, because you look at games like Final Fantasy 15, for example. They had a beta for a game like that. No one would have expected. Not a beta, like a demo kind of thing that they constantly updated. But the thing is, we say the whole not releasing things, but there's a lot of giant games and studios that are releasing games this generation and the end of last generation that are not finished, but they plan on finishing through updates and stuff like that. So if you look at Final Fantasy 15, we waited 10 years for the game, and we technically still didn't get the finished version. You look at Destiny and how it's transformed in 1 year from its initial launch. I can totally see Destiny 2 still coming out this year and still not be finished to what their guideline or the deadline kind of stuff in house.
I think they're probably going to, purely because of the fact that a lot of the reason a lot of people stuck onto Destiny was because they were so convinced at how good the game was going to be because of the beta. I thought a lot of people, I honestly think most of the gaming community was probably felt really lukewarm about Destiny when they first saw the trailers and they first saw how the game was looking. They're like, oh, cool, it's online Borderlands. And obviously there was a lot of people that were super excited for it and were like, holy shit, it's going to be amazing. But then there were other people that were like, yeah, but I mean, I've already played Borderlands. And then when the beta came out, it was just like a floodgate of holy shit, like you have to try this game. Like you have to play Destiny. Like play the beta right now, which led into all the enthusiasm for when the game released.
I don't think they need that though for Destiny 2.
But
I definitely think they need it. We're in a perspective of...
I think they need it because of how much people were disappointed by the initial Destiny, and obviously they had a really big refresh with What the heck?
A refresh
with Taken King, and brought a lot of people who were like, "Wow, Destiny's shit." Play Taken King. Wow, you know what? Destiny's actually pretty good. I think
to other sites, you notice that a lot of our perspective, a lot of what we say is based off of Twitch communities, YouTube communities. And when I go to other sites, when you go to GameFAQs, when you go to NeoGAF, when you go to IGN,
outside looking in, Destiny's still a joke.
Yeah,
for a lot of
people who are in this community. If you're in this community, you're most likely going to play the game again. That's the same with any other video game. But there are so many people that Activision as a company wants to grab, and people who drop the game that are still saying, I'm not going to play until Destiny 2. I'll play Destiny 2. I'll play Destiny 2.
Mm-hmm.
Or give me Destiny 2 another chance. So I think a beta would be a good way to say, hey, you guys who dropped it, here's a chance to try it.
This is Destiny 2. Like, give it a try. And I still firmly believe if Bungie can really hit the vision that they didn't get with Destiny into Destiny 2, that Destiny could like potentially be like the biggest game in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's what everyone believes when they think about the potential of Destiny. Like, this could be the biggest franchise in the entirety of gaming. But
I would never see that with games like World of Warcraft, League of Legends, Overwatch now. I see impossible for Destiny to become the biggest name.
I think it could be. I think it could honestly be within the same vein of those.
Yeah, I think it could be in the same vein. Right. If it hits all the things right.
Yeah, I think it could be the same vein of Overwatch, League of Legends.
We're expecting them to nail everything down perfectly, which we can't just assume that's possible.
I mean,
yeah, we'll see.
I think it's possible. I mean, Overwatch had a few problems, but they fixed it. And if Bungie can finally, the switch to Destiny 2 is going to bring in a new engine that they can actually develop faster on. So having more continuous updates and having more things fixed faster is probably going to be the reality in the future. And also PC. There's a huge chance that PC is coming for Destiny 2.
Please be PC. Yeah. I beg of you.
That's going to open up a huge market. Imagine how many PC players were like, oh, Destiny looks cool, but can't play it because I'm on PC only, or they don't want to mess with console.
There's a lot of people like that. I've seen people come to my stream like a lot of times saying, hey, I'm here because I can't play it. I play on PC. You can't play it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so imagine how much extra interest is going to be if they do PC. And it seems like they are, which I think is going to be awesome just because I want to have the best looking graphics possible when I stream Destiny. So I don't know.
I want it to be amazing. I want it to be one of the best games I've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
But just because of the experience I've had with them for the past 2 years, I just don't want to keep hopes high, but I do want to keep them open. I want to keep it like I'm open for them to surprise me and to make me happy because I want that.
I think
I'm not going to sit here and wait for June to come for E3 and be like, okay, we're about to get the best game ever. I don't want to do that. I want to be like, I'm going to E3 into like, I can't wait to see what Bungie has for us now versus I can't wait to see the best game ever kind of deal.
Oh, of course. I think that's like, you have to view it that way. You can't be like, Destiny, Bungie's birthing the greatest creation ever. It's like, no. It's going to be something better, hopefully, than what we have right now. And we have this viewpoint because we've spent so many hours in Destiny. Somebody who's who's picking up Destiny right now would have an incredible 200 hours in front of them, which is a great game. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going in with expectations crazy high. I'm going in expecting them to fix a lot of things and expecting them to have their shit together when it comes to whatever vision they have for Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
It's just when you look at the potential of the game, I'm just saying this is what we could have and what I believe Destiny could possibly, obviously it's just a chance, but I know Bungie cares a lot about their games. If they didn't, they wouldn't have supported Destiny this long over the 2-year cycle, even though they have a lot of problems. But I'm hoping that they give us what they want to give us. I think Destiny in general was just a big compromise. Like it wasn't truly what they wanted to give us, but at the same time, it's like, well, we got to give them something that they like,
Yeah.
So
a little bit of me hopes for them to give me something I didn't know I wanted. I want to be surprised. Like we all love being surprised.
Yeah.
Like I want something that we would have been like, oh, I never thought of that, or dude, why didn't I think of that? So cool. We the game like so much better with this idea. I'm hoping for something like that as well. Like I really would love something that just blows my mind in terms of just something. It could be something small that can just change up the whole game.
Yeah, agreed. Let's hope. I think it's a great studio, and they've already built some amazing stuff. So I'm hoping they can do it even better. And I hope it comes out in 2017.
Someone did say the difference to expect. There was a leak, it was a leaker dude who said the jump from Halo 1 to 2 is what we're getting with Destiny 1 to 2, which is something to at least keep hope on. Because the jump from Halo 1 and 2 was tremendous.
It was, yeah.
And Halo 2 is still arguably one of the best games ever.
And at the end of the day, Bungie was developing a last-gen game.
Yeah.
Yep.
For how much they were held back. So we're getting this gen Destiny. Like we're actually getting this generation Destiny.
Xbox One, PS4.
I think that's the biggest thing right there, guys, is that we went into Destiny thinking this is a next-gen game. And in fact, it was basically the end of life of last gen, like eking every possible resource out of last gen with a graphic upgrade for current gen. So this Destiny 2 is going to be a legit current gen, quote unquote, next gen type of title that hopefully has PC support as well to expand that community. And I think that really, that's what's super exciting, because you're right. Going from like Halo Combat Evolved to Halo 2 was a phenomenal jump. And if they can do those type of things with Destiny 2, the future is very bright.
Yeah, because I want to stream the game. I don't stream it as often anymore because I'm back to Variety. But I can't stream the game for more than 2 to 3 hours, and I want to get back into it. And I really hope Destiny 2 can just push me out the gate like that again.
I think it will for sure. If it new sandbox, all that stuff. That's what's interesting about that type of game is when everything's new and you want to.
I want to see my Stormlock tilt the fuck out of someone in 60 FPS. That's what I want. Stormlock is getting deleted. This isn't true, Tefty, because lightning effects. The lightning effects are going to be even better. Your tilt is going to be prime time.
You're getting like 3 more bolts out of our hands.
The polygons on the bolts, dog. The polygons on the bolts.
So, Tefty, what are you looking forward to in 2017?
Obviously, what you guys were talking about. I'm obviously looking for those games as well. But, and this is also another big if whether or not this comes out this year, and I hope it does. I really, really hope it does. Mass Effect Andromeda. Oh my God. Please.
I want to love Mass Effect real bad. I've just never gotten into it. But
that's okay, Blue.
Either. I want to give it a chance.
But seeing how much other people are just going crazy over it, it's like, you know what? That game better be good, because I heard a lot of like 50-50 opinions on Mass Effect 3.
People were so invested. You see,
they changed it though. They fixed it.
People were so invested in 1 and 2, and they're like, "This is the best game. This is my favorite game series ever." And then in Mass Effect 3, it was like, "Oh my God, Mass Effect 3 is so great!" But the ending though, the
ending was not that bad. Oh my God, this is one of those things where there's like a mass opinion that catches hold, and then people start being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go with that opinion." Honestly, it in my personal opinion, it was like, oh wow, that's kind of like the end of a series right there. Like it was how the writers wanted to tell the story, honestly, and I respect that. I'm always down
for the writers' perspective. Yeah, I respect it as well. People complain that their actions didn't mean anything at the end, but it's like your actions will control the journey to the end, and the writer obviously had an ending for you. So people just didn't take like that, and like you said, people took hold of that opinion and made it theirs. So
yeah, they made it a lot bigger than it really was, because Mass Effect 3 was a great game. It really was.
And developers even had saying that the guy who created BioShock Infinite was showing how angry he was at people and how angry he is at developers when they changed it, because how dare you tell someone to change what their creation like that? It's like someone painting something and 10 people out of 20 going, I don't like it. So that person just redoes the painting or something. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
it makes no sense.
It's not like I respect the art. I respect the craft of someone's writing and their storytelling, and it sucks that they had to actually change and update it for those people to make it feel like what they did in the journey had some sort of change in the end.
Yeah, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 is an incredible saga. It's an incredible trilogy. It's very story based. So if you're not into a really heavy story, then it might not be your thing. But it evolves and just takes you through this really incredible journey. And so
I want to play it.
Yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda is going to be different because it's a different story and all that, but it's that same type of, at least I hope it is, that same type of experience. And so far the gameplay, it looks incredible, and I hope it's 60 FPS on PS4 Pro. Probably won't be, so I'll probably play it on PC. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that game very much so. I don't know if it's coming out in 2017 though, because development and delays.
There's other titles coming out this year that I wouldn't like, that aren't like my most looked forward to games, but they're games that I'm looking forward to. Mm-hmm. Games like Neo, games like Nier Automata. You have the Kingdom Hearts 2.8 collection coming out, Final Fantasy 12.
What about Zelda
HD coming out?
What about Zelda?
Zelda Breath of the Wild supposedly coming out. It was supposed to be a launch title for Switch, and now they're saying it's not a launch title for Switch. There's rumors of Super Smash Brothers for Wii U being put into Switch as well, and all that cool stuff. It's exciting. There's a lot of cool stuff.
For me, the only reason to buy a Switch is because of Zelda. Like that for me personally. Like I'm only going to buy a Switch just to play Zelda. And
I'm only buying a Switch because Nintendo games are Nintendo games and no one else can replicate them.
It's true, but like Nintendo copyright policies they're just like,
oh, for creators, yeah.
I worry about the day when they start coming after Twitch streamers also. Like I feel like they're gonna, like this year they're gonna be like, hey, you know what? We're kind of sick of you guys streaming our games.
Aren't they getting less like lenient about it though? Like because it seems I've seen people like Goff get things from Nintendo and stream it and all that stuff. So maybe I don't know, maybe it's just a few people, but it seems like they're being less strict with it, but unless I'm just out of the loop.
Does it?
Recently. That's what it seems like. That's just what I've been seeing from people. I can't say for everyone.
I know. I feel like every time there's some sort of Nintendo fan project that shows up, there's like an immediate takedown.
Oh, fan projects. Yeah, I've seen all those. People make like their own Pokemon games, and they get taken down before they're even out. Like cease and desist before it's even finished.
Yeah, but like fan made creations towards the game, and then they're like, "Hey, you're gonna have to take that offline." It's like, wow, Nintendo.
Yeah, it's the Japanese. They're very respectful of their creations. They don't want people like, you're not the original person of this. I don't know. I can't speak for them. But yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, it's an old
stuff.
It's an old viewpoint on like copyright, and I feel like the future has already changed dramatically with YouTube and Twitch.
Mm-hmm. They have a lot of old heads in Nintendo still, so maybe give it some more time.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
I think that's the episode, guys. We're 45 minutes deep into this baby. Deep.
Nice and long. Nice, deep and long in 2017.
Oh my god.
I thought you said mong. I thought you said nice
deep mong.
Nice deep and dong in 2017.
You got a nice deep midge mong from Borderlands 2. Wow.
Deep and dong.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, listening, all that action. Very appreciative. My name is Tefty Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on twitter.com/Teft. You can also catch the streams I do, twitch.tv/Tefty Teft, because that is basically what I do. I'm a streamer, y'all. And there's YouTube and stuff.
And I am the VersusTheStream. You can catch me on there at twitter.com/VersusTheStream. And you can watch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/VersusTheStream.
How about them decals?
You guys can check me out. Oh my god.
How about the decals?
Anything you like?
I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
And while I don't have Final Fantasy jokes, I do have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/BlueWestlo. My YouTube channel is not dead anymore. And twitter.com/BlueWestlo, as well as twitch.tv/BlueWestlo.
He said his YouTube first. Oh my god.
He said YouTube first, guys. No, it has been resurrected.
It's going to be a good year.
He straight resurrected the
Let's
YouTube.
get out of here. Take Taco.
And we'll see you later.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week.